For over 16 years, Alzheimer's researchers had been focusing on the plaque theory, that the disease is caused by a buildup of beta amyloid plaque in the brain. Hundreds of millions of dollars has been spent on developing a drug that could potentially target amyloid beta. However, a recent 2022 article in the magazine Science revealed that some of the initial research that created this hypothesis back in 2006 might be fraudulent.
Make sure you click like and subscribe as well for future videos about optimizing your health and performance.
In 2021, a neuroscientist at Vanderbilt University, Matthew Schrag, got contacted by an attorney who was investigating an experimental Alzheimer's drug called Simufilam. The attorney's clients were suspecting some of the research about Simufilam might have been fraudulent, and they wanted Schrag to look at the studied images about the drug's effects. Schrag discovered that there were either altered or duplicated images in dozens of Science journal articles. The attorney then reported this to the US Food and Drug Administration and filed a petition against Cassava Sciences, the company that develops Simufilam. Simufilam is claimed to help with the cognitive decline seen in Alzheimer's by repairing a protein that can block amyloid beta from sticking onto the brain deposits. For over 16 years, Alzheimer's researchers had been focusing on the plaque theory, that the disease is caused by a buildup of beta amyloid plaque in the brain. In 2006, Sylvain Lasnais of the University of Minnesota published a massively influential paper in Nature that laid the groundwork for this theory. Lasnais and colleagues show that amyloid beta proteins cause dementia in rats. However, Schrag's discovery about potentially fraudulent images may cast a shadow of doubt on the correctness of the amyloid beta theory of Alzheimer's. A 6-month investigation into Lasnais' research conducted by the magazine Science supported Schrag's suspicions that hundreds of images, including over 70 in Lasnais' own papers, are doubtful, and some of them are even, quote, shockingly blatant image tampering. The authors of the papers on amyloid beta have apparently pieced together parts of photos from different experiments to better fit their hypothesis, namely that accumulation of amyloid beta causes Alzheimer's. Schrag had already in 2021 publicly criticized the FDA's approval of another anti-amyloid beta drug called Aduhelm. Drugs that target amyloid proteins have not been seen to work after many years of failed trials. And here's also Schrag's issue. The hyper-focus on the amyloid beta theory has sucked away all the resources and efforts from other potential ideas, such as inflammation in the brain or damaged blood vessels. He does say that the fraudulent images aren't necessarily proof of actual fraud or misconduct. Instead, he sees them more as red flags, not final conclusions. The biggest harm is obviously on the credibility of the entire science community and scientists. Altering data and quote-unquote fixing results is quite common in virtually all fields of scientific research. It's important to realize that scientists are still humans with their own innate biases and goals. There's the incentive to discover something novel or to support your pre-existing hypotheses, to get published in big journals, and to get funding in the first place. The National Institute of Health has spent hundreds of millions of dollars on the research of amyloid. However, hundreds of clinical trials of amyloid targeting therapies have not shown much promise. For example, Aduhelm, developed by Biogen, is expected to cost $56,000 per year per patient. Total spending for Aduhelm in 1 year alone could be up to $29 billion for only 500,000 patients. As of 2020, there are over 50 million people in the world with Alzheimer's disease. It's the 7th leading cause of death in the United States. Hundreds of billions of dollars per year may seem like a small price to pay to help to treat people who suffer from Alzheimer's. Unfortunately, as claimed by Schrag and other scientists, blocking amyloid beta may not even have any meaningful impact on disease progression or treatment. Dementia and cognitive decline have been seen to be associated with old age ever since ancient Greece and Rome. Alzheimer's disease was first identified by a German psychiatrist Alois Alzheimer in 1901, who was investigating the neurodegeneration of a 50-year-old German woman, Auguste Deter. Today, Alzheimer's disease describes neurodegeneration and dementia in individuals of all ages with common symptoms and neuropathology. Typically, a person's life expectancy after diagnosis is 3 to 9 years. This entire article by Science about the potentially fraudulent images may leave the impression that the complete amyloid beta theory of Alzheimer's is wrong, and that the last 20 years of research has been completely wasted. However, accumulation of plaque in the brain is still a well-established feature of Alzheimer's disease that even Alois Alzheimer saw in 1906. In 1984, Amyloid beta was deemed to be as the main component of the plaques. Familial Alzheimer's was linked to mutations in an amyloid precursor protein. The entire amyloid beta plaque theory still has some truth to it. Amyloid plaques are deposits of amyloid beta protein primarily located in the gray matter of the brain. Misfolded and aggregated amyloid beta is neurotoxic. This association got the majority of scientists to suggest that inhibiting amyloid deposits is the most plausible strategy for treating Alzheimer's. However, this kind of groupthink centered around amyloid beta has pushed aside other potential mechanisms and theories of Alzheimer's. More importantly, those pushed aside theories won't receive any funding when everyone single-mindedly focused on the amyloid beta theory. Schrapp says that you can't cheat to cure a disease. Biology doesn't care. Even if you ignore all the ethical and financial concerns with this story, we may be just wasting our time trying to find a cure for a mechanism that may be untreatable or might not be significant enough. Alzheimer's is a very complex disease that's caused by both genetic and epigenetic factors. Currently, there is no drug or treatment for Alzheimer's, and millions of people suffer from it worldwide. Although this story is quite bad and scandalous for the scientific community, there are still many who remain optimistic. Even Schrapp says that amyloid beta may still play a role in Alzheimer's, but he encourages to rethink the entire pathology of the disease. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you click a like, subscribe, notification bell as well. My name is Siim. Stay optimized, stay empowered.